Hey everybody. So spells, okay, words, spelling, speaking things, using influence through various medias and methods of just influence, entertainment, whatever you have, you education. All of these things are responsible for largely the way the world is, and there has been a huge spell put on the cannabis plant. And because hemp and marijuana are part of the same family, a lot of people still, even though a lot of people I think are aware that hemp doesn't get you high, there still is. I still notice it all over the place. There still is this connotation with the hemp plant that like people are just like put off by it, and it's really quite sad. And it's on purpose. And it's I believe it's on purpose from the particular nefarious entities that are here because they know that this plant literally jeopardizes, threatens their control over this planet and humanity. Okay, not only is it great for the environment, but it literally realigns your neurons. Okay, it can literally counter things like Parkinson's, Huntington's, anything that's neurodegenerative, addictions, all of these things, with done in proper, accordance with other activities and things like this, and discontinuing the things that got you there. With hemp seeds will help transmutate, will help change people from bad or from unhealthy, from sick, from wicked even to good, because it's all it does. It just produces life. It does nothing but help life out in every way that it possibly can. This is why at the beginning of your Holy Bible in Genesis 9:3 it talks about even as the green herb have I given you all things. Okay, it does not talk about us doesn't say go dig into the oil and dig into the earth and extract oil and use oil to produce fucking to perpetuate combustion vehicles that are come from toxic plastics. No, that's not at all what it's telling us to do. It's telling us that everything that we need is in this green herb. Yet Christians don't want to talk about it. I hardly see anybody online that wants to talk about it, and yet it literally is the closest thing to a cure-all that I've ever seen in my life. So this is why this is why the enemy has put a spell on it. This is why they made it illegal in the 1930s, so that by making it illegal, they knew, because at that same time, it was right around the same time Henry Ford developed the car that was made out of hemp. So him doing that, he became aware of the amount of potential that this plant has. And so it's like, okay, but then the other people are aware of it too. So my feeling is that they probably paid Henry Ford a ton of money to keep his mouth shut, and they probably bought his patents so that that would no longer be able to be sold, to the public and shared with the public. And in thus, what happened? We had a plethora of other companies come up and offer all sorts of goods and construction buildings and products that are not made from hemp, that are made from other means of exploitation and manipulation that are bad for the planet and the people. And thus we continue, but they're there, they're buying, they look shiny, they look nice, they're things that we haven't had before. We haven't done the research into where these things come from, so we've continued to buy these things and buy these things and buy these things, and decades and decades and decades of buying all of these toxic products has perpetuated the growth and success of these toxic companies, which are now in control of this country, which is why it's slowly but surely turning more and more and more and more into a toxic country. Okay. And it goes back to our consumerism, okay, which goes back to the hemp plant and choosing to buy things that are bad for the rest of the world, or choosing to buy things that are good for the rest of the world. I mean, it's really quite simple, but it's like telling people these things, there still is like something inside of them. This is why like people like Trump or people with a lot of influence who care about the plan and planet and the plant and the people could really help out and shed light on this beautiful plant that's been given to us by whatever you want to call it, God or the Most High or source or some other, something created all of this, created this plant too that does all these beautiful things, miraculous things. Literally, nothing else does what hemp can do in a short amount of time as hemp can, and solve as many problems and offer as many good opportunities as hemp can. It's absolutely ridiculous that not more people are talking about this plant.